breaking down the story of Joseph. Obviously, he was tested a whole lot and multiple times. And one of the verses that the author was talking about is James 1:3-4. James 1:2 is the famous verse that everybody's afraid of that says, consider it pure joy whenever you face trials and tribulations of many kinds, right? Everybody's like, what? That is crazy, right? But James 3:4 is the reason why you should do that. And so in James 1:3-4, it says, for when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. Okay, so let it grow. Kind of sounds like Elsa from Frozen. Let it grow, right? For when your endurance is fully developed, you will be strong in character and ready for anything. And that's what I want right there. Strong in character and ready for anything. Go ahead and wave or tap a like button right now if you want to be strong in character and ready for anything. What's up, Dennis Parker? You weren't playing basketball today. Maybe you needed some more endurance. Come on, somebody, right? So how do I get that? How do I become strong in character and ready for anything? So you go through a test. That's what it says. For when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. And endurance is powerful, right? Because in basketball, I just played basketball like a couple hours ago. I know it's still super early, but I still played basketball a couple hours ago. Endurance is everything, right? You will not make it to the NBA or even college basketball if you don't have endurance, because you can be all that in a bag of chips. But if you can only be all that in a bag of chips for 5 minutes, it doesn't matter, right? Like that's why they play 4 quarters in basketball. It's not a 5-minute game. You need endurance, and the best players condition themselves and they train and they, work hard. And then they play scrimmage at the end of practice so that they're playing against each other when they're the most tired, because that simulates being in the fourth quarter when the game's on the line and being able to produce, being able to convert. And so endurance is everything. Like growing up, I was a sprinter, and it's easy to sprint. It's easy to sprint, and I still got it. So if anybody wants to race me, I guarantee I will beat anybody in Chico, and you can take that to the bank. But sprinting is easy because you just 100 meters, boom, you're done. I feel like the real test is the long distance race. Like, I do not want any parts of a long distance race. I think the longest I could run in high school was like a 200 meter. Because you really need a lot of endurance, and it's a mental battle, like Will Smith is famous for saying it's key to success is running, because when you're running, especially in long distances, you're going to hear a voice that says quit. You're going to hear a voice that says your legs are tired, your lungs are burning, all this stuff. And if you could defeat that voice there while you're running, you could defeat that voice anywhere. And so endurance, you need endurance. And it's funny because in this race called life, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint, right? So we need to pace ourselves. We need to grow in endurance, which is the reason why we need to go through tests, which is the reason why we need to go through, whatever God is bringing to us, so that our endurance has a chance to grow. And when our endurance is fully developed, we can be strong in character and ready for anything, right? Talent will take you to the top, but character keeps you there. Ask any actress, actor, star who has fallen far from the top. Their talent took them to the top, but their character did not keep them there, right? So I really want to encourage you guys in that. If you want the end of that verse to be strong in character and ready for anything, don't be afraid of the test, And one other nugget that I got, from this book, is, a lot of people feel like when they're being tested that like God doesn't see them. But the Hebrew verb for test comes from a word that means to take a keen look at, to look, to choose. So dismiss the notion that God doesn't see you in your struggle. He sees you. He knows exactly what you're going through. And He's trusting you with that test because He knows that you can pass it. So I want to leave you